Good morning, children. Welcome back to the social science class. In our previous class, we know very well we have started the discussion about Indian election system. Okay, so as we started the lesson Indian election system, many of the important concepts from this lesson already we have discussed. So only few are left out, and that also today we are going to discuss, and we try our level best to wind up the class today. This lesson today itself. So in the next lesson, in the next video, we are about to start a new lesson also. In the previous video itself, I said you about the coalition government. So I think it was not that much effective. It was not still it was incomplete. So today once again we are going to discuss about the coalition government, and later we are going to discuss about the public opinion, and finally media and democracy, and after that we are going to wind up the lesson here itself. See, what do you mean by coalition government? See, usually in democracy, many of the political parties are going to be formed. Multi-political parties are going to be seen in the democracy. So, as many of the political parties are going to be formed, each and every political party tries to win the election and take the power into their hand. But sometimes what happens, you see, many of the political parties are unable to get the majority of the seats. And when any of the political party is unable to get the majority of the seat, that situation is going to be called as the hung assembly. So hung in the sense where not a single political party has got the majority of seats, okay, or a hung parliament or hung assembly we are going to call. So during that time what happens, you see, some of the political parties together join and they are going to form the majority. So usually what happens, you see, before the elections also the political parties are going to make the alliances, and sometimes after the election also they are going to make the alliance. So the alliances which are made within the political parties before the election are going to be called or known as the pre-poll alliance. In the sense, before the election only they are going to have their alliances and they are going to make the agreement with the political parties. And after the election, if you are going to make the alliance, that is going to be known as the post-poll alliance. Post-poll alliance in the sense, after the election they are going to have the alliances or the treaty. So usually what happens, you see, if any of the political parties are not going to get the expected majority, then automatically they are going to join the hands with the other political party and they are going to get the majority, and once they are going to get the majority they are going to form the government, and this is going to be known as the coalition government. If more than one or two political parties together join and forms the government, that is going to be known as the coalition government. So later they are going to distribute themselves the cabinet ministers and state ministers and all, everything it will keep on going. And recently from 1989, this coalition government has become quite common in our country, even in the center and even in the state also. So in our Karnataka also we have experienced this coalition government almost for 2 to 3 times. So you know very well, JDS formed the coalition government with the help of Congress as well as the BJP. Okay, usually whenever a political party is unable to get the majority of the seats, it becomes inevitable for them to join the hands with the other political party and get the majority and to form the government. Okay, so this is about the coalition government. Next is the public opinion. What do you mean by public opinion? See, we are the public. So we are having total freedom to express our opinions or feelings. See, according to the syllabus, I will tell you, listen carefully. Public opinion is a view expressed by common people on a particular issue that concerns them. See, whatever the issue, it is concerning to public. So they are going to express the views related to that only, related to that topic only. So they won't express the views which is not related to them, which is not concerned to them. So here people are getting total freedom to express their views or opinions related to their issue. Okay, it is not the opinion of majority of the or the politicians. Now you see, this opinion is there. No, this opinion is not the opinion of the majority or the politicians. It is the opinion of a few people or a single person who is not satisfied with that one. Okay. The government sometimes formulates policies and makes laws based upon the public opinion. Sometimes the government is going to make the laws or it is going to make the policies based on the public opinions also. For example, you see, sometimes we are going to have a survey, public survey. So in that survey, whatever the report the government is going to collect, no, based on that report only they are going to make the laws or the policies. If we are going to collect the public opinion, it is better that we are going to reach the public directly, because the public are only playing a very, very important role in the democracy. And for that reason, government is supposed to keep that views also in the mind. Okay. The public must be aware of issues and must be free to express their opinion without any fear or prejudice. Now you see, first of all, public, no, they are supposed to be aware of all the government policies and the schemes what the government is planning. And once they are going to have the idea or awareness about that one, no, they are going to have the they can express their own views or opinions without any fear. So they are having total freedom, because we are the citizens of this country. Indian constitution itself has given this right. So we can express our own ideas or our own views. The government and the political parties try to influence the public opinion. TV, radio, newspaper, journals, website and such other media help in sharing the public opinion. Now you see, government and even the politicians are trying their level best to help this public opinion, and usually these public opinions are going to be collected and shared with the government with the help of the mass media like TV, radio or journals, papers, website and many other mass medias. Okay. Next to that, the media and democracy. What is the relationship with media and democracy? See, definitely in democracy, medias are having a prominent role. They are going to play a very, very important role. The day-to-day information about the happenings is provided by the media. So, at present, whatever it is taking place, every day what is going on in our country, so what is going on in our government, everything is going to be noticed by the media, and it is going to give the messages, information to the people. It helps people to know about the plans and policies of the government. So media itself is going to help the people to understand what are the plans and ideas of the government. So it provides information about the functions of the government, and at the same time what are all the functions are going to be conducted by the government. So related to that also, the media is going to give the information to the public. So public will come to know about the function of the government through this media itself. Okay. In turn, it helps the government to know about the views of people and important issue. See, at the same time, it is going to help the government also to know the people's opinion about the important issue. Media make a representative accountable and answerable to issues raised by the people. Now you see, at the same time, media is going to make the representatives accountable and answerable. So whenever people are going to raise some doubts or questions to the representatives, so media make them to give the answer. The media must provide truthful, fearless and unbiased views. So actually the media is supposed to be very, very truthful, and they should provide fearless and unbiased views. Okay. The media on the other hand should not sensationalize the issues. It should present the issues in such a way that the principle of unity, secularism, democracy and harmony are not disturbed. See, actually whenever the media is going to speak about some of the issues, it must see that issue should not bring the sensation among the people, and the media should not hurt the unity of the people. So how it has to work means, so it should maintain the unity, secularism and democracy of the country, and then only the media is going to get success. Print media includes newspaper and periodicals. So in India, the newspapers and periodicals must be registered with a body called the Register of Newspapers. So whenever you are going to publish a new newspaper, it is compulsory for you to take the permission of the government. So related to the government policies only, they are going to print, and in order to improve the standards of newspapers and to protect the freedom of press, a body called Press Council of India is constituted. The electronic media like television, internet, portals along with radio are active nowadays. These are governed by the Broadcasting Act of 1962. These have become a meaningful platform for exchange of information between general public, officials and political leaders. Nowadays, you know very well, in each and every field, the media is playing its important role, and nowadays, through the media, it is possible for us to exchange our views, our ideas, our opinions to the public or to the leaders or the representatives, whoever it is, they can express and share their ideas and views. So for that reason, this media is also going to play a very important role in the democracy. Okay, so till now we have discussed about the Indian election system. So each and every concept from this lesson we have discussed now. So with this, I am going to wind up the lesson here itself, and in the next class now I am planning to start a new lesson. Till to that, bye, thank you.